What's going on, people? This is Nico and Vince right here.
And we're hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
I want to talk about 2014's experience and as well as the Usher experience.
I mean, that was crazy. The whole Usher tour. You know, first of all, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
You know, all through. So he really took us in, and the whole crew took us in. You know, you just learn so much by being on tour with such legends like that. You know, you pick up stuff. You see how consistent and professional they are through the whole tour, and how they treat people, and how they go about their business. So that whole thing in itself is super motivational.
Okay. Yeah. Now I know that's a big arena tour to jump into. Yeah. So I mean, how was that getting used to the first couple days, maybe even weeks?
You know, we done Bruno Mars earlier in Canada and some U.S. as well. So we had, and we've been standing on big stages before in arenas, but still, because it was the first time we brought out dancers to our show. So it was a challenge, and Usher has this point, triangle shaped stage that we had to figure, and we didn't get to rehearse on the stage. It was just straight showtime. So we had to rehearse, trying to set up that pointy look at our rehearsals back in Norway and all. But we made it happen, and it was a great experience, yeah.
Now from that, like you just mentioned, you guys had dancers on that. To this tour, it's a smaller stage. Are you guys still doing the whole dancers throughout your whole set, or how much did you have to change on this tour?
It's quite a lot, actually. We've changed around. We brought some more dancers in there, so it's crowded and nice, but it's a lot of energy, and that's the cool thing about the show. There's so much energy going on, not only from Nico and I, but from the 5 dancers we got. Yeah. As well, so it's just a beautiful thing, and the music we've been mixing it, making it sound good, and we really want people to leave this venue tonight with a feeling of just happiness, just like a smile on their face, and having that experience, and hopefully they'll come back at some other show.
Yeah, definitely. And how involved are you guys on your tours?
Man, everything. Everything is us, man.
End,
yeah, we have a saying in everything, of course. It's our show. But we have a great team who helps us out with everything also. So, we work with a lot of good people.
Okay, and now let's talk about that album that just recently dropped, October, I want to say, right? Yeah. Let's talk about the album. How did you guys come into this record, and what was the production like?
Oh, we started about 2 years ago, and really just wanted to tell our story from the beginning. So we wanted to make a conceptual album and tell the story about Black Star Elephant. Now we called it Black Star Elephant because I got parents from Ghana, and in Ghana we call ourselves the Black Stars. Okay. And Nico got parents. He got a father from Ivory Coast and a mother from Norway. Yeah. And in Ivory Coast they call themselves the Elephants. So we sort of joined this thing and made it like this character and this symbol of of us. So it's symbolizing us in a way, trying to go out in the world, fulfill its purpose. Yeah. Sort of us coming from Norway, trying to find our place in the world. So, man, we just put interludes in there. We put all our inspirations and influences in there. You can hear the African influence. You can hear some of the reggae influence, the pop, Scandinavian influence. We just started to tell this Black Star Elephant story, and we're really proud of it. It was a long time coming, but
it's worth it.
It's worth it, absolutely.
I mean, just listening to the record, it literally makes me want to just travel the world, experience everything, right? So I mean, in the studio, when you guys are saying, I want this sound for this song, or I want this song to be like this, how did that work?
We try to keep it as effortless as possible. So we're okay, so what we usually do is start off with just some keys or a riff and start singing melodies. And then if we get an idea for sound, we be like, so listen to this song. This is kind of cool song, another song, and be like, maybe we could do something like that or in that lane, and take some inspiration from here and there and try it out. And whatever sounds good, sounds good. Yeah. So in the studio, if we come to a point where it doesn't progress anymore, that we just stop, it's not the right song, So we try to make it as effortless as possible and go with the flow.
And with producers, how did you guys go about picking them?
For that album, we really just worked with Norwegian producers. Okay. We got an incredibly talented guy called Will Idep, who produced the most part of the album, and as well as Am I Wrong and In Your Arms, our singles, and When the Day Comes as well, and another incredibly talented guy called Thomas Eriksson. Okay. So he was on there, as well as we got one song by Stargate as well. So it's all an all Norwegian dream team going on there. So it was a lot of fun making it, and like it was just we just told our story and from beginning to end and how we got started and how we really wanted to explore the world.
Yeah. Now, was there any one song in particular on the record that was giving you the hardest time to actually get to record or get your notes down?
Yeah.
It was one called Miracles.
Okay.
We started, that was one of the first songs we started, I think, and the last one to be, done. I think we spent a year finishing that record. It was just laying there and spent a year from where we started to record the first verse to the last verse.
How many different songs did it actually go through?
How many songs?
Or how many times did you guys change that song before you were like, all right, this is the end of the song?
I think I had like 3 or 4 verses. Trying to make it sound the way we want it.
All right, we got the verse. Let's figure out the bridge, and then, but it was funny. It got to it in the end. We did a lot of stuff. Because what happened was, the ending of the album, finishing it up, like the mixing and the mastering. By then, like the song had, sort of, Am I Wrong had taken off. Yeah. And so we were on tour in Europe, running around doing promo shows, and then trying to figure out like mixes and stuff back and forth, in car services and stuff, headphones and airplanes and everything, airports. So it was like kind of hectic, but we got it in the end.
That's the struggle of an artist, though, right?
Yeah, people don't know that, but that's how it is.
and there's one song that stuck out to me, "Running." I want to know a little bit about that song. I know you guys haven't really like pushed that as much, but what can you tell me about that song?
Man, it's just, like you say,
He said, man,
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
it's a great song. It's a great song. That is actually produced by Thomas Erickson, the second guy on that Vince talked about. Yeah. And I don't know. I wrote that hook. I don't know, man. Came up with the idea, keep running for me, singing about. Because a lot of the songs on the album aren't. I think we have like maybe 2 songs that are actually about love or girls, that type of love. So just wanted to sing about that for a song.
I think a lot of guys have been in a situation though where it's just like, you sort of want it all, but without wanting.
Without everything.
Without all the rest.
It's honest though. It's honest though. You definitely, writing those lyrics, I definitely, definitely went back and sort of pinpointed some emotions.
Yeah. That's a great song to do live as well. Man, like it always takes off. We're doing that at a tour. People should come out and check it out.
You could do one of those
again. This way.
Prior to this tour, have you guys performed it at all?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of my favorite songs to perform though.
Oh, cool. I'm glad I caught that one then.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. The energy of it is so much fun.
Now, this is day 1 of this U.S. headline tour for you guys. So what really goes in to that first day of tour? Like, I was just talking to him earlier. He was saying he's not as stressed. But, I mean, what really goes into the first day of tour?
I mean, yeah.
Preparation, man.
Yeah.
Everything you see here, we've spent a certain amount of time preparing it. So, like, everything. And this is our tour, so everything also comes out of our pocket. So it's very important for us that everything works out the way it does. And the whole team is aware of that. And, it's a lot of things. It could be a lot of stress if we allowed it to stress us. But we rather approach it with the feel that this is fun, This is what we love to do. We have a great setup. We feel prepared with our dances, with ourselves, and we have done these songs over almost 2 years now, a lot of them. So, as long as we just stay calm and do us, it won't be no problems.
Okay. And what else can we expect this year I know it's like really early for you guys, but I mean, after what you guys pulled last year, I'm expecting a lot more this year.
Oh yeah, man. You should.
Good.
Absolutely, you should.
Good.
We are too, even more so than anybody. We just been in the studio working. We've been doing a lot of shows and touring a lot, but also, we've been in the studio trying to grow and evolve and take what we have and take it even further. And we definitely got a couple songs that's coming out soon that we're really happy about and excited to show the world. So we'll see.
Now, aside from producers that you guys have experienced in the studio, have you guys worked with any other artists, whether major or unsigned artists, in the studio that you guys picked something up from them?
Yeah, not too many artists yet, but producers we have, like a lot of new producers. Like Vince said earlier, or the album that we released, it was more or only Norwegian producers. Yeah. Now we've been here, since we live in LA now, we lived there for 9 months. We've been working with a lot more Americans, which also is great. So a lot of new producers. We haven't jumped in the studio with too many artists yet. We were in the studio with Ty Dolla.
Yeah, okay. What was that like?
That was great, man. That was great.
One of those artists that's been like, everybody's waiting for that record.
Yeah, look out for his album. We heard some songs there, man. It's dope. So we got to jump on one of his songs, which was great. Other than that, I think not really anybody else yet, but it's coming.
And how did that come about for Ty Dolla? How did that relationship happen?
So
Bro,
yeah,
tell him, man.
yeah,
You know.
no, no, it was just like we'd done a show somewhere, and then all of a sudden we're just walking early in the morning. It's like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, walking through there, and all of a sudden, Nico's like, "Yo, stop!" I was like, "What?" That was Ty Dolla $ign. And I got like, yo! I was like super excited because I'm a super fan. We're both super fans. And then, we sort of went back there and said hi, took a couple pictures, exchanged notes or whatever. And I think Nico texted him like, what's up? You want to go in the studio or something? And then, we got in the studio and he had a song he had done, incredible song, and he wanted us to lay some background vocals on it. And so we did, and I think it's on there. So, yeah, it's crazy.
That just got me excited though. Like I really hope it comes real soon though.
Yeah, it's crazy. Ty Dolla $ign, it's crazy. Yeah.
You guys worked with Guetta as well?
Yeah. Get it too on this album.
That's a different environment, music-wise, right?
Yeah, but it's fun for us, because we like to dib and dab through different genres and stuff. So it's definitely one of those anthems in a way. Yeah.
Now, looking at some of the videos from your live performances, I always see one of you's on white, one of you's on black. Do you guys exchange like who wears what every show, or are you strictly like wearing white all the time and you're strictly wearing black all the time?
I think it's a coincidence actually.
Yeah.
But we had a moment where we like to wear a lot of black and white. We still do actually. It's just that timeless feel to it. So whatever happens when we get on stage.
All right. Yeah. So day one of the tour is today. For those that are gonna have to wait to see you guys, because there's a lot of dates. What can they expect on this tour? What's one thing that you guys want the audience to like go home taking in?
Like I said, just you have to come there and experience something different. Like you haven't seen ever in your life 2 African, Norwegian guys on the stage, singing the type of music and having the type of show and dancing the way we dance. It's something different. You haven't seen it before, so we really want people to come in, experience it with us, and sort of want to create that bond with, you guys and really, really just give you something new and something different and have fun though. Like, it's gonna be sweaty, it's gonna be crazy. So definitely come out, check us out.
You guys be sure to check out Nico and Vinz, pick up the record, and catch them on tour. Just started today. There's no excuse. You got to see it.